welcome to the program. My name is Michelle Ngele. The Kenyan National Assembly's Committee on National Cohesion is leading discussions in Nairobi aimed at finding lasting solutions to the crisis of hate speech and ethnic polarization in Kenya. KTN's Patrick Amimo is following the events at Nairobi's Kasarani area and now joins us by way of phone. Patrick, the Director of Public Prosecution said yesterday there was need for tougher actions on politicians who spew hate speech and incite their constituents to violence. What are the members of Parliament saying today?
Thank you so much, Michelle. Indeed, today the workshop is ongoing, and we saw at least the Communication Authority of Kenya was invited here to share some of its views on the challenges it's been facing and all the measures it's been putting in place to ensure that those who perpetuate hate speech on social platforms are dealt with. And from the presentation, we saw the chairperson of the Board of Directors of the Communication Authority of Kenya, Ben Ituku, indicate that they've already established a Kenya Computer Incident Response Coordination Team that is monitoring what happens at cyber cafes and especially in relation to cyber crime. This team is told the members of Parliament that it's been very, very successful in monitoring those who are committing various crimes through social media and the cyber in the cyber cafes, and this team has been able to monitor those individuals and start immediate action taken against them. It's also indicated that those are registered companies that provide mobile subscribers, mobile companies, say like Safaricom and Airtel. Is expressed concern that some of these companies, their SIM cards are being used, and yet they are not registered, and these SIM cards are being used to commit crime. So he's issued a veiled warning saying that these particular companies, if they don't up their game, then stern action might be taken against them for allowing the use of unregistered SIM cards. Remember, 3 years ago, all companies were asked to have people using their SIM cards registered, but it appears there's still a loophole which is being exploited by criminals or some individuals with criminal intent to obtain SIM cards without registration and also use them to commit a felony. And especially now as you approach the electioneering period, these such a registered card, SIM cards might be used by people to perpetuate hate and incitement across the country. That's why the authority is issuing this early warning to these particular mobile companies to ensure that all individuals using their telephone lines are registered in order to have a database so that in case that line is used for hate speech or any other form of crime, action is taken against that particular individual. What other thing that the chairperson has indicated is that there is also the Commission, the Communication Authority of Kenya has also introduced a programming code for broadcast media in Kenya, that's television and radio, where now this particular programming will ensure that we'll be able to issue guidelines for politicians who appear in talk shows or other television talk shows and radio programs, where now politicians will be not allowed to make inciting statements when they are on air. And he says that these particular regulations will also come up with punitive measures and fines to ensure that politicians don't incite their audiences, especially when they are selling their political agenda in the run-up to the election. So these are some of the measures that the Communication Authority has put in place to ensure that the coming elections are run smoothly and communities are not divided along party or ethnic lines. Michelle?
That is Patrick Amimo reporting from Kasarani. The authorities are putting in place measures to end hate speech and ethnic polarization in the run-up to the 2017 general elections. Moving on now, Congolese musician Koffi Olomide jetted into Kenya last evening ahead of his performance at the Koroga Festival at the Nairobi Arboretum. Our special correspondent Alex Chamwada flew with the artist from Kinshasa to Nairobi and had an opportunity to interview him aboard on what his fans can expect at the concert. Take a look.
Mupao Mukundi, beaucoup de Kubano, Kuba, Koleka.
allez-vous?
Je vais bien, ça va. Et vous, ça va?
Ça va bien.
Ok.
Merci. Je m'appelle Alex.
Je m'appelle Koffi.
Je suis journaliste, mais je parle un peu de français seulement.
I speak a little bit English.
Je parle un peu anglais.
A little.
A little. Okay. What takes you to Nairobi?
My job, my love of Kenya, my friendship of Kenyan people. I miss this country. Kenya is the country of my heart. It's known that Kenya is the proud of Africa.
How are they coming in this particular concert, Koroka? How is Kenya coming in?
I don't know. The promoters worked, I think, very well to get this partnership with Kenya Airways. I think it's the best thing they could do. So I'm very happy to have Kenya Airways like a sponsor.
Do you have any surprise for the Kenyan fans? Do you have any new release coming? Anything for them?
I think the surprise is myself. They will be, I think, I'm convinced, very happy to see me again. It will be an emotive moment, me and them face to face again.
Which is your best song? The one you are like, yes, this is my best.
The most important thing is not the song I prefer, I like. The most important thing is the song they like from me. Saying that I know that they like this song very well, and also Amuvila Muya. I see that you sing very well too. Thank you.
What contribution have you made to your country to make it better?
My patriotism, every Congolese, all the Congolese are proud of Koffi Olomide. Like you said, I'm like an ambassador, and when with my music, I think they get time to forget problems, to believe in the future.
Do you know of any Kenyan musician?
No.
Do you know?
Kenya is known for athletics. For music, I'm sorry that I don't know very well.
You don't know Kenyans for music. You know Kenyans for running.
For running, being clever, being strong, and the girls being very beautiful, very sexy, very class, very chic. In music, I hear in Trust TV, but the names, I'm sorry. My knowledge of Kenyan music is very poor. I'm sorry for that.
Where are you mostly? Are you normally in your country or always outside?
In the plane.
You're always in the plane?
In the plane. I came back yesterday at home, and today I'm here with you in this plane. My biggest problem today is my family life. I feel guilty because I don't have time enough for my children, for my family, for my friends.
How rich are you? There are those who want to know you're well. Declare you're well.
My family, my friends, my fans. That's my riches. I will be very, very happy to see Kenyan fans, Nairobi's fans happy again with me. And it will be one of the biggest moments of my career. So I say, thank you, God bless you, together we'll be, together we are, forever.
Now, the Oshawa community has just concluded a very special event for children with disability. This was an inter-special schools sports day, bringing together 8 schools for children with special needs. KTN's Kamche Menza has been at the Oshawa primary campus and now joins us live. Menza, how did the Pirates react to the activities today?
Thank you so much, Michelle. All right, we are here at the grounds of Oshwal Academy Primary Campus here in Nairobi. And Michelle, I beg your pardon, these grounds here this morning have experienced a buzz of activities from children with special needs, this being those who are physically challenged and even those who are intellectually challenged. And it was an activity, or rather it was an event that has been organized to bring bonding between the parents and the children. It will be agreed that most of the children who are physically challenged or intellectually challenged usually find difficulties in coming out to bond with people. Most of the parents actually lock the children inside. But this activity today here aimed at, bringing the children together with their parents, teachers, and, people in the outside world to come and bond so that they can know that they are not the only ones who have a challenge. And at the end of the day, they could participate in activities that will make them know that they have a talent in something and they could go with it with compassion. So here, parents actually came out in large numbers. They brought their children who are physically challenged, children who are intellectually challenged, and it was a very great day for them because they bonded. The activities that have taken place here in the morning were like racing. There was the normal racing, the short races, and we also had the wheelchair racing for those who are physically challenged. Michelle Ngele, I talked to some of the parents here, and most of them say that this is one of the activities that they will embrace. Remember, this is the 5th annual event that is organized by the Oshwal Education and Relief Board, just to give the parents the chance to come out, share their experiences with their children. Some of them even meet with teachers and explain to them how exactly they could bond with their children at home. So it has been a good activity here. It has been a good day for the parents. And before I talk to the parents, I have a teacher. I'm joined by a teacher here by the name Nancy Kamau. She is a teacher with the special needs schools, and I welcome her at least to talk to us about how they engage the students and how they find this activity. Welcome, Madam Nancy.
Thank you.
Maybe you could start by telling us how has this activity helped your children in school? You are a teacher, you mingle with them. How has this activity helped your interaction with the children with special needs at your class?
Okay, in my class, how the sport has helped these children, they become more open, they interact with each other, they are more calm, because we have those children who are normally very hyper. Now, because of interacting with other children, they believe that, yes, I can do it. And it has really helped them even to open up, to share, to talk, and to interact. Yes.
Maybe, Madam Nancy, you could at least tell us about the categories of the challenges that the children present here, or those who have participated in here today, have. We understand they are physically challenged and intellectually, but maybe you can just categorize to us what exactly are these challenges.
Okay, the challenges that we in special needs education, or in special needs children, we have children who are autistic. We have ADHD, that is attention deficit with hyperactivity disorder. And in that case is that there's a child who cannot be able to sit in one position. Once you give him an activity to do, he wants to be all over. Now that is the one that we call ADHD. We have those ones who are intellectual children. And with those ones, we have the Down syndrome children. We have the learning disabilities. And I have said autism, ADHD, Down syndrome. We have cerebral palsy. We have the physical challenge and the others. Yeah.
I will just like to note that I did not see the blind. Those ones are also physically challenged. Probably could tell us why you did not involve them.
Okay, the reason why I don't have the blind mostly in our school, that is Oshwal Academy School, is because of the facilities or the surfaces. Because in blind, we have to have the braille, of which we don't have it in our school. But in our school, I have forgotten, we have one HI, that is hearing impairment. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Madam Nancy. At least we have seen that you have agreed that this activity has actually helped your pupils there. Right now, I'm joined by two parents who have children with a disability. One of them is Nyandarua Women Rep. Welcome, Madam Wanjiku Muhia. Maybe you can tell us about your child's condition. What is it, and how have you seen her grow from participating in this activity?
Thank you very much, and indeed I would like to start by saying thank you very much for KTN joining us in this event. I also want to say KTN was the first television to implement amendment in the law that I did, Person with Disability Act, on sign language, and we appreciate that, and most deaf persons appreciate. In fact, you always find the deaf person switching KTN so that they can watch because they're able to get information. I want to say this is a very special event because you're able to come together with the children, with the parents, and children that are not able to express themselves maybe at home or in the neighborhood can find this kind of exposure. The child has grown from almost 0 to the level she is now, because ideally she was hyperactive, terribly hyperactive, that she can't stay for more than a minute somewhere. But as time goes on, and when she's involved in this kind of activities, not only on such an event but also in their own school at Kes Romana, she is able to calm down. They do many activities like swimming, they do athletic, they do music, and this kind of activity are able to calm the children down, and they are able to concentrate, though not able to write, but she can be able to express herself.
Thank you so much. Perhaps, Mr. Shah, what do you have to tell us about the growth that your child has gotten from participating in this activity for the last 5 years? This is the 5th time.
Yes, it is. It brings out the self-confidence. They're better adapted to the general public. They are not shy when they are out in the public. And I think it gives them a good exposure, general, yeah.
All right, that's the word from the parents. We have talked to so many parents and they agree that this activity has actually helped their children. So that's it from this ground at Olomide Academy Primary Campus. Michelle will bring you more details in our consequent bulletins. Michelle, from here, it's back to the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Kamche Menza. They're reporting from the Olomide Primary Campus, where there's a special event for children with special disabilities. We're now taking a short break on KTN Weekend at 1. We'll be back with more. Welcome back to the Weekend at 1. 2 ODM legislators want President Uhuru Kenyatta to address rampant corruption in the government and reconstitute the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. ODM Secretary General Ababu Namwamba has asked the government to overhaul the entire electoral body because, according to him, it cannot be trusted with conducting a credible poll in 2017. Ababu and Funyula Member of Parliament Dr. Paul Otuoma was speaking at Omena Beach in Budalangi during the commissioning of a fish processing plant.
Nimefurahi sana ya kwamba tulishinda kiti cha Malindi. Munipatie makofi. Lakini yale nilijionea Malindi, the bad manners that I saw in Malindi, the bribery, the intimidation, the insecurity, the complicity of IEBC, it has demonstrated beyond any reasonable doubt that we cannot trust IEBC as it is going to 2017. IEBC must change direction 180 degrees, or we must have a new referee for 2017. Because you cannot have a referee that plays as the 12th player for the rival team. We will not allow it. So jiandikisheni kwa wingi kama wapiga kura, lakini sisi kama chama cha ODM na CORD tumekaa chonjo na hii IEBC. And we are warning IEBC, you played us in 2013. We will not allow you to play us in 2017. Tuko na nyinyi chonjo, bumper to bumper, mundu kumundu. We will not allow you to play.
I am oversighting His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta kwa kusema mambo ya corruption ajaribu, because this country is bleeding. Because ukiendelea na vitu kama hiyo, judiciary is crying, executive is crying, parliament is crying, and 2017 is coming. Tutakuwa wageni wa nani? And you know the stakes in 2017. So we want to make sure that we can start trusting our institutions to deliver on the mandate that tumezipatia. So oversighting, sio kusema you are just criticizing for the sake. It is just that we want accountability in governance, and that is a constitutional right ambayo tumepewa.
Let's move on to the U.S. election primaries now. The Chicago Police Department said the Trump campaign's decision on Friday to cancel a rally because of disruptions by several thousand protesters came as a surprise. The rally for billionaire Donald Trump at the University of Illinois, Chicago was called off as a crowd of thousands who gathered, including both supporters of the Republican frontrunner and those who came to protest his candidacy grew rowdy. Interim Superintendent John Escalantes said the police department and UIC police police forces were adequately staffed for the event despite the protests. A Trump staffer took to the stage nearly half hour before the rally was slated to begin and told the crowd the event would be postponed for safety reasons. He did not say when or if it would be rescheduled. Scuffles in the pavilion resulted in some injuries and arrests.
We were not consulted or provided an opinion as to whether or not the event should be canceled. In fact, I can tell you that we did assure the Trump campaign that we had more than adequate resources outside the UIC pavilion and that we guaranteed them that we could provide safe access and exit for Mr. Trump. And at the same time, we were confident that we were providing security for both the attendees that were going to the pavilion, supporters of Mr. Trump, and the protesters that were outside the pavilion.
President Uhuru Kenyatta assured Kenyan youth who are of age that they will be facilitated to get national identity cards. He asked county commissioners to ensure that the youth get the important identification document without being harassed. Uhuru told the Department of Registration of Persons that as long as the youth are Kenyans of 18 years and above, they do not have to be asked to go to the place of their parents' origin for them to get identification documents. The president spoke when he made stopovers in Isiolo town and Ngaremara Trading Center in Isiolo County.
Many of our kids have been turned to violence, and some to extremism. And for them, the siren song of the fanatics beyond our borders have proved difficult to resist. Kenya must defend itself as best we can, and the first step is to trust ourselves. Parents who see their children falling into the clutches of violence, be it cattle rustling, be it extremists, must call on the authorities. And I say this because I know, as well as you do, that the defense of our nation, the peace and security of each and every one of us begins with you and me. And I ask you to join with me, and indeed with my government, in protecting the lives and properties of Kenyans. If you see something, say something. We are all in this together, and we will win this war only if we stand together, as indeed the leaders of Marsabit and North Rift have proved.
I think it is time that all of us as leaders, irrespective of our persuasions of whatever nature, work together, and this forum is indeed a confirmation that pastoralist Kenya wants to think and work together.
Kenya is indeed a pastoralist country. It is a pastoralist country because 80% of the landmass is occupied by these pastoralist communities. It's a region also, Your Excellency, that boasts nearly 10 million heads of cattle. That is over 52% of the entire cattle in the country.
It is on that note that we wind up the weekend at 1. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of all those who made this possible, thank you. Do have a good afternoon. My name is Michelle Ngele.